Hey YouTubers, my name is Andrea René and I am a current Peace Corps volunteer in Nicaragua. Welcome to my channel, Andrea René Abroad, where I talk about Peace Corps, travel, and working abroad. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how to apply to the Peace Corps by sharing my own application experience as well as providing you all with a few tips. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start this video, I'm gonna go ahead and take you back a few years to when I first started thinking about joining and applying to the Peace Corps. So I'm in graduate school, and after my first year, it's about August, and knowing that applications are posted a year in advance, I am constantly checking the Peace Corps page every day to see when the different projects will be posted for departing in either July, August, or September. I knew that that was the timeline of when I wanted to depart. And sure enough, on August 1st of 2015, a whole bunch of projects were uploaded to the website that were interesting to me. Being that I have an undergraduate degree in English and Spanish and a master's in education, I knew that the two sectors that I would most likely be able to get into were youth and development and education. So after honing in on Latin America, I was specifically looking for projects in those sectors. So I was able to identify that there was an opportunity to teach English in Nicaragua, work in youth and development in Guatemala, and then also work in youth and development in Peru. Okay, so remember that all of these projects were posted on August 1st of 2015 to the Peace Corps website. And I had already been gathering all of my materials so that I would be ready to submit my application as soon as possible. So I was able to submit my application on August 31st of 2015. When I heard back from them, we were able to schedule an appointment for an interview for October 31st of 2015. So I had my Peace Corps interview on Halloween. That's why I haven't forgotten the date. So I finally heard back from the Peace Corps on December 4th of 2015 via email. When I got the email, it was a really exciting moment. For any of you who have been accepted to the Peace Corps, I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. It's just this feeling where you feel like your life is going to change and just massively improve. So I was accepted to Peace Corps Nicaragua to depart in August of 2016. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a recap of the timeline to apply for Peace Corps. So again, the application to Peace Corps Nicaragua was posted on August 1st of 2015. I submitted my application on August 31st of 2015. I did my interview on October 31st of 2015 on Halloween, and I was accepted to the Peace Corps on December 4th of 2015 to depart for Nicaragua on August 8th of 2016. So that's what the lineup looks like for the application to Peace Corps. Welcome to the second half of this video. In this video, I am talking about how to apply for the Peace Corps. In the first half, I just finished sharing my own timeline application experience. And in the second half, I'm going to be talking about tips to apply to the Peace Corps to improve your chances of getting in. So my first tip for you all is to talk to a Peace Corps recruiter. So you can find this information on the Peace Corps website. You are going to want to reach out to them and schedule an appointment. So in the months leading up to submitting my application, I actually spoke to two different Peace Corps recruiters. One of them was just for general information about the Peace Corps. I believe she served in Micronesia. We just met in a coffee shop and it was really relaxed, and she just shared about her own experience with me. I asked her a few questions. It was just pretty much basic information. Now, the second Peace Corps recruiter that I actually had a phone meeting with was so helpful. So don't get discouraged if the first person you talk to isn't that helpful. There might be a better recruiter out there for you to talk to. So the second one I talked to, he actually requested that I send my resume to him before our meeting. So he actually had open on his laptop my resume, and he was scrolling through it and he was asking me a whole bunch of different questions. He even took the time to go onto the Peace Corps website and compare my resume to the available projects that would be departing the summer that I graduated from graduate school. So that experience was just totally amazing, and I recommend talking to a Peace Corps recruiter. So the second piece of advice that I have for you all might seem obvious, and that is to talk to return Peace Corps volunteers. At the time when I was applying to the Peace Corps, one of my coworkers happened to be a returned Peace Corps volunteer who had served in the Dominican Republic. He was able to share with me his own experience during service, and he even offered to give me a few pointers on my resume, which ended up being super helpful. The third piece of advice that I have for you all is specific to folks who are either in college or in graduate school, and that is to talk to advising and career services at your university. I think that during the time that I was preparing my application to Peace Corps, I took my resume over to advising and career services perhaps 3 different times. I remember specifically that I did not like the first career advisor that I spoke to, and so I made another meeting with a different career advisor who happened to be a returned Peace Corps volunteer. So I thought, what were the chances? And this could also happen to one of you. So the last piece of advice that I have for you all in the build up to your application actually comes after Peace Corps reaches out to you requesting for an interview. So let me just tell you, prepare for this interview. So when you get a request for an interview, Peace Corps is going to send you a whole bunch of documents specific to Peace Corps and your country of service. So for example, in my case, I got the Nicaragua handbook. So in the days between receiving all of that information and the interview itself, I spent hours reading all of the documents, taking notes, and also writing down questions that I had about the information. And this actually ended up being a really good aspect of the interview. Towards the end of the interview, when the interviewer asks, "Do you have any questions?" it's always great to be prepared with questions, because that means that you did your research. I know some people think that if they ask questions, it shows that they don't know something, but really, if you are very articulate and specific in your questions, it actually shows that you did your research, which can be a really great thing. All right, folks, so that's it for my video on how to apply to Peace Corps. I hope that you found it valuable to hear about my own application experience and that you'll take me up on the 4 tips. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe below.